Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Off the Clock Sports. I'm Sim.
And I'm Mike.
And we're about to talk about Iron Mike Tyson. Not talk about Iron Mike Tyson. We're going to watch Iron Mike Tyson in another fight. Last week, we watched Mike Tyson versus Trevor Berbick. He destroyed him. Obliterated. Perfect word. That's it. That's a better word. He obliterated him. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to watch Mike Tyson unify the WBA and WBC titles as he takes on James Bonecrusher Smith.
He ain't never scared.
and then we'll watch Mike Tyson versus Michael Spinks, ladies and gentlemen. We're only going to check out the first 3 rounds of James Bonecrusher Smith and Mike Tyson, and then the last 3 rounds, because everything in the middle is just about the same.
Yeah.
All right.
Very, very slow fight.
Very, very similar. So let's get to it, ladies and gentlemen. And actually, my bad. That wasn't supposed to come on yet. That wasn't supposed to come on.
I was like, dang, he just ready to go right into it.
I know, I was ready to go right into it. It was, I rehearsed this whole thing and then I messed it up. How bad is that?
I need to be in the driver's seat next time. I'll take control.
How bad is that? Ladies and gentlemen, let's now check out Mike Tyson versus James Bonecrusher Smith as he unifies the WBA, WBC titles. Let's go.
Let's go.
For the pre-fight introductions, Chuck.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Las Vegas Hilton Sports Arena, where tonight the dynamic duo, in association with the Las Vegas Hilton Hotel, presents the Super Fight, sponsored by Miller Lite. This bout is sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission, Dwayne Ford, Chairman, Harold Buck, the Executive Director, the Commissioners at ringside, Mr. Sammy Macias, Mr. Sig Rogic, and Mr. Herb Santos. The WBC representatives at ringside, the president of that body, Jose Suleiman, and the representative, Ray Clark. The WBA representatives at ringside, the president of that body, Gilberto Mendoza, and the representative James Benz. The officials assigned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission for the main event of the evening, the judges are Lou Tabbitt, Dalby Shirley, and Jojo Guerra. The timekeeper is Mike Lachella. Counting at the knockdowns, Mike Morabito. The attending physicians at ringside, Doctors Donald Romeo, Flip Homansky, and Elias Ghanem. And your referee is Mills Lane. This is the main event of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing for the unification of the WBC and the WBA heavyweight championships. Introducing, in the red corner, fighting out of Magnolia, North Carolina, weighing in at 233 pounds, with a professional record of 19 wins, 5 defeats, with 14 KOs. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the WBA heavyweight champion of the world, James Bonecrusher Smith. And in the blue corner, from Catskill, New York, weighing 219 pounds. He is undefeated in his professional career with 28 wins, no defeats, 26 KOs. He is the WBC heavyweight champion of the world, Iron Mike Tyson.
Kevin? Okay, now, one step back, one little bit. Okay, now, we've gone over all the instructions in the dressing room, and if it's for the title, any questions from Mr. Smith or his chief second? Any questions from Mr. Tyson or his chief second? All right, let's get it on, come on.
You never know what's going to happen when a man gets hit harder than he's ever been hit before, and it's possible for both fighters here. This fight has already gone longer than some people expected.
Harold, how do you see it so far? First round. Tyson right on Smith's chest. Strong left jab by Tyson.
All right, no, don't push it. Watch out.
The first right hand by Smith. Nowhere near its mark.
It's also a straight right hand, and Smith will often come from right to left. Like that. Left to right.
Get back to me. Get back, don't push. Come on.
Tyson unloading on Smith. Counter punching right hand.
Watch out. Watch out. Come on.
If you notice a tactic Smith is using, that he raises his arms and is trying to make Tyson punch around his arms, which is a long way to go for a much shorter man.
Come on, let's go.
So look for Tyson to try to come straight up the middle with an uppercut.
Three punch combination, two of them landed heavily.
Step back. Step back. Don't hold on. Come on, let's get back.
Although he's very aggressive, Tyson prides himself on also being a good defensive fighter. He hasn't been hit solidly very often.
Step back. Hold on. Come on, you can't hold on. Come on, let's back. Come on. Step back, Mike. Step back. Step back.
Tyson does have to lunge up at him a little.
Right. This hasn't turned into the train wreck everybody was looking for yet.
So Smith is being very patient, actually.
I've never seen anything quite like that in the ring before.
Listen, you have to finish with that left foot. You understand? You don't go one punch at a time. You want to use the jab more. Every time I throw the jab, you land. Jab, jab, hook me if I throw the hook to the body. You understand? Right hand, left hook. Always finish with a left hook to the head. You make it miss there. I'm sorry. Oh, never tell you. Put it out on the shoulder. Touch your gut with that fucking side punch. Don't close your eyes, look at him and punch. Deep breath. You the jab first, Crush. You hear me? Step with it.
Take a look at what happened. The round is over a good 5 seconds. They've exchanged some words, and Tyson lost his cool. That's the first time I've ever seen him lose his cool before, during, or after a fight.
Very true. You know, another thing, too, in Smith's corner, you heard Smith say, let me have the towel down on my shoulders. And I don't know if you feel it, Larry, but there's all of a sudden a cool breeze coming through here. And a cut over the right eye of Bonecrusher Smith. We'll try to tell you how serious.
From. That's the same eye that Larry Holmes opened up. But I can't see as yet where it is.
Now, I said the right eye, it's the left eye of Bonecrusher Smith. A lot of blood, but the blood right at the moment does not appear to be going into the eye, but rather alongside it, very similar to that of Tyrell Biggs.
Tyson is unable to get off those Gatling gun combinations because Smith is just thwarting him and staying away and playing on him, using his big long arms.
And Mills Lane has deducted a point from Bonecrusher Smith for holding Mike Tyson.
Smith got in a good right hand. Tyson walked right through it.
And that's significant. Now the
Blood is leaking into the eye right now.
Yeah, it is, and I was going to say one of the differences between this cut and the cut on Tyrell Biggs is that Tyrell Biggs was fighting David Bay and not Mike Tyson.
This is becoming a hitting and holding contest, not very appealing or dramatic.
And you hear the crowd start to boo. It's the first time I've ever heard a crowd boo at a Mike Tyson fight.
What has got into Mike Tyson?
Give me that top. You've got to move your hands.
That's it, Jerry.
Not bad.
You've got to move your hands, Crusher. Crusher, got to move your hands. Show the right hands, Crusher.
You dropped it out.
Holy shit.
Let's see if we can catch the butt that apparently caused this punch. Right there. Right there. There you see the blood starting to trickle already down the left eye.
1-2. 1-2, Crusher. 1-2. 1-2, Crusher.
In the corner. Oh, there we go.
Tyson has made Smith look very, very awkward. Just a big lunging fellow now against the speed of Tyson, who is a difficult target because of his size in any event.
Come on.
And that was indicated in the punch stat numbers that you saw a moment ago. Only 23% effectiveness for Bonecrusher Smith.
Step back. Step back. Step back. Step back, please.
It may be that Tyson is frustrated because he's been unable to land real combinations the way he does in the gyms and on most opponents. Smith is just fighting a defensive fight, and Tyson can't do anything. There you saw him coming around the arm once again, unable to get any leverage into his punches.
Tyson hit him a very good right hook a moment ago, and that really opened the cut up a little bit more. And there's no question but that the cut is bothering Smith, because the blood is getting in the eye.
When a fighter puts as much pressure on an opponent as Tyson does, his opponent often just becomes defensive. And Smith has done a lot of that.
Smith got another straight right hand in, but it's only one punch, and having no effect whatsoever on Tyson.
Hey, boy.
Smith, Larry, appears just to be trying to tee off and catch Tyson on the way in.
That's his puncher's chance. Right now, it doesn't look like much of a chance.
Come on, you guys.
Tyson seems to be headhunting as well. He should be working on the body. He's having a hard time getting all the way up to his head. He has to bring down his guard.
And he usually is a devastating body puncher. He seems to be fighting a more emotional fight than I've seen him fight.
Now, that's the first 3 rounds, ladies and gentlemen. The first 3 rounds. And really, that was most of the action of the fight in those first 3 rounds. And Mike Tyson showed an emotional side that at this point in his career, he hadn't really shown yet. You know what I mean? Throwing a little jab at James Bonecrusher Smith after the first round. You know, he did a little something after the second round. You know what I mean? I think he was frustrated.
Oh, yeah.
I think he was frustrated.
When you are a fighter like Mike Tyson and used to being able to get your way, I mean, look how many he already had a ton of first round knockouts,
right?
And he couldn't really do too much against Bonecrusher in the first round.
Yeah, I mean,
the first few rounds.
In the first few rounds, and it really wasn't because of him. A lot is because of Bonecrusher.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, Bonecrusher. You know, really trying to stay away.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Not get hit. You know what I mean? Trying to figure out Mike Tyson, trying to figure out how do I land against this guy, because Mike Tyson was a good defensive fighter.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think that also got, because he wasn't really trying to fight. And I think later on in the fight, Mike Tyson mentions, like, he's not trying to fight. He's not fighting.
No.
You know what I'm saying? But you're going to see a lot of the same from rounds 4 through 9. You know what I mean? You see a lot of the same action you just seen. As a matter of fact, it gets a little bit more boring. The most entertaining thing between rounds 4 and 10 is Larry Merchant commenting about how boring the fight is. You know what I mean?
Right. He had me rolling.
You know, and you're gonna hear him, ladies and gentlemen, in rounds 10 through 12. Comment and make a lot of jokes about this fight.
Yeah.
I will say round 7, Mike Tyson does go down, but it's not from a punch. It's more of a slip or a stumble.
Yeah, he stumbled swinging.
James Bonecrusher Smith. I think, though, and we'll talk about it a little bit after the fight, I do think that this fight kind of set a blueprint on how to beat Mike Tyson. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll talk about that at the end of the fight. But let's finish up rounds 10 through 12. Mike Tyson versus James Bonecrusher Smith, as Tyson unifies the WBC and WBA titles.
Let's go.
I don't think we're going to have to add some footage from this fight to that show.
No, I don't think so. And if we do, it would be.
We wonder what they're going to take out of this for the highlights.
All right, we'll step back. Quick punching, Mike. Quick punching. We'll step back, Smitty. We'll step back.
It's not Mike Tyson's fault. It takes 2 to fight.
I just think Smith is so frustrated by Tyson, and was early on, that he just kind of said the hell with him.
He's been wearing a big cowboy hat around here all week, and right now I'd have to say he's all hat and no cattle.
Come on, step back. Come on. Step back. Step back.
cut has opened up again over the eye of Bonecrusher Smith.
I imagine Larry Holmes is sitting there in Eastern Pennsylvania and thinking, well, if they come up with the money, I just might take a shot at this.
Yeah, that's the thing. A fight like this brings them all out of the woodwork.
George Foreman is starting his comeback on Monday.
Get back, come on.
Point out that Bonecrusher Smith has only been down once in his career, and that was in his first fight.
In his defense, Bonecrusher is apparently trying his best. That just isn't good enough.
This guy just wants to go the distance, but my friend, you're letting him do it. You're letting him do it by not putting a fluid pressure on. Behind the jab, you only do it in spots. This is the 11th round coming up. I feel great. Maybe it's game plan. Well, he thinks you're going to get tired. Maybe you just show him that you ain't going to get tired. You understand? Spit it out.
This Crusher got 2 rounds to go. 2 rounds to go, Crusher. Do what you got to do. Do it good. You could do it, Crusher.
All right, and I'm be coming on top.
Forget the right hand. Throw left hook to the body. Forget the right hand. You're going right hand crazy. Getting nothing to right.
Left hook to the body.
Left hook to the body. And right hand tap. Forget the right hand.
Use your jab and then jab. On this motherfucker. He's sticking the joint out.
Round 11. Thought I heard Kevin Rooney say that this is your last round to Mike Tyson.
Get back, come on, Mike. Get back, come on, Smitty, come on.
But there are in fact 2 to go.
Dead head, come on. All right, one step back, come on, one step back, both of you. Come on, Smitty, elbow hit. All right, come on.
One thing I can tell you, Bonecrusher Smith tomorrow morning is going to feel like his face was hit with a bag of rocks.
All right, one step back, Jim. One step back, Mike. One step back. Here we go. Step back, Jim. Hold on. Step back. Here we go.
But Mike Tyson is a prideful athlete, and he really wants to look better. If he doesn't, it's just not there. Some days,
Look out, look.
an outstanding athlete or an outstanding team just doesn't have the opponent opposite that can make him do his stuff.
And that's certainly been the case tonight. I think the biggest thing is that we didn't expect it to be that way.
Yep.
Step back. Step back. Here we go.
There was a body shot by Mike Tyson, one of the few he's thrown.
He should have had about 50 more by now.
Come on, Mike. Come on, bro. Oh, here we go.
That's a big difference between Tyson and Joe Frazier. Tyson has been compared to Frazier for obvious reasons. Joe Frazier was a murderous body puncher. He didn't care who he was in there with. He killed the body first, and the head will go.
Give me the water. Yeah, open up. There you go. You got a big round in you? Get on this guy, smart. Get on this guy, smart. We got you. Get on this guy, smart. This guy's gonna come out. His only trust on him.
Hey, stay still. Don't
Keep
move.
still, keep still, keep still.
Whatever you got left, go with it. Right? Because you got enough to do this guy.
You okay? You split the right hand. Get close. Use a little speed. Close the show. Close the show. This guy's sticking the joint and sticking the joint.
Larry, I've got Tyson ahead by 14 points. I mean, 15 points. It's just no contest.
If this was a football game, the score would be 35-0. A baseball game, 15-0. And yet it's dissatisfying because prize fighting is drama and theater. And when you have a great athlete, you want to see him perform and tested. And he's not performing and he's not being tested.
All right, step out. Good last good round, you guys. Come on, one step back. Yeah, here we go. Oh, step back. Come on, go step back clean. Go step back. Here we go. Here we go.
What we're going to start reading about and hearing about Tyson now is, come on, fellas, he's not as good as Ali. He's not as good as Frazier. And in truth, he's not as good as they are. He hasn't had the record to show it yet.
I think
But it's been said about every champion.
And it's been said about Mike Tyson by Mike Tyson also. He has said he's not great yet.
Joe Louis wasn't as good as Dempsey, and Ali wasn't as good as Louis.
Speaking of theater.
Well, we needed something. I didn't know that it would be comic relief coming from either of these kind of serious fellows.
Well, a minute and 15 to go in this one. Assuming we've kept you awake.
Tyson is trying everything he can to try to get in one good punch. They are being booed, and I imagine even Tyson is the target of some of them. But Smith should be the target.
Well, the crowd, variation on a theme of a barnyard cheer.
Well, they are yelling Tyson, Tyson. They want him to end this dramatically as well if he can.
That was a right hand by Smith. That actually backed Tyson up.
That was the best punch of the fight. We thought we would see that in the first 10 seconds, not in the last 10 seconds.
And it is over.
It was too late, was too little for Bonecrusher Smith. Where was that an hour ago?
And I'm sure that's exactly what Bonecrusher Smith is going to be asking himself. Well, styles make fights. That has been said on so many occasions, and that was the case here tonight. Only in this case, styles did not make a fight. And there was a dance in large part for 12 rounds. Tyson trying to do everything he could. Let's take another look at that action right at the end. And I'm sure Mike Tyson, the next time we talk to him, is going to say that was one of the hardest shots he's taken. It definitely backed him up. Here's another look at it. Smith coming from down around the shoe tops. A wild swinging and holding. That was pretty much the story of the fight. Winging left hand as you look from our up top camera. And there's a look at a face that is going to smart come tomorrow. Take a look at the numbers from this fight. Tyson, of course, much more active and much more accurate. As Bonecrusher Smith with only a 23% accuracy, and of course a puncher is going to have a lower accuracy rate, but I don't think Bonecrusher or anybody else thought his would be quite that low. And I think it's strictly born of frustration. I think Mike Tyson just simply frustrated the man. Harold?
Hey, Barry, I saw Mike Tyson winning the fight by 16 points. I had it a shutout. Referee Mills Lane took away 2 points in the second round. He took away a point, and he took away a point in the 8th round from Bonecrusher for holding. But it was one-sided.
That's just about as one-sided a card as I've ever seen. Let's get the official verdict now from Chuck Hall.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is the decision of the judges. Judge Lou Tabbitt scores 120, 106. Judge Jojo Guerra scores 119, 107. And Judge Dalby Shirley scores 119, 107. For the new WBA, WBC heavyweight champion of the world, Iron Mike Tyson.
A popular verdict. At least the result was popular, not so much the way the result was attained. Larry Merchant trying to get his way over to the winner, and still the champion Mike Tyson, and he is with Mike Tyson right now. So let's go up to the ring and Larry Merchant. Larry, you got it.
Hi, Mike. You are now the WBA, WBC champion, the only heavyweight champion now in the world. Do you feel satisfied after that fight?
Well, I feel good, but I don't feel satisfied. But as you know, he was just trying to survive. I thought he was going to come out there and try to beat me up, like he said. Well, he was going to try to win.
Could you tell very early in the fight that he couldn't hit you with any punches? He was frustrated and he was just going to hold on?
You know what else I noticed? When I threw my jab, I was hitting him with my jab and I was hurting him with my jab. But I see, like, you know, he didn't want to fight. He didn't want to win. He didn't want to win at all.
Was there anything you think you could have done to break him down? For example, you went to the body very, very rarely.
I know. It was one of those moves I saw. I had one of those guys that was just trying to throw one punch and catch me. And I knew guys like that would never hit me. And the last round, he hit me with a good shot. He was a hard puncher because I felt the punches in my arm and stuff. But like I said, I could take a good punch. And now I proved to everybody. In the last round, he threw a good punch, and I felt it, but I came right back.
After the first round and the second round, you had words. After the first round, you threw a punch at him, which is so uncharacteristic. Were you frustrated that early?
I wasn't frustrated, but inside, he kept trying to hold me, and he was trying to push his gloves in my face and fight dirty.
But you seemed to lose your cool generally because of what seemed like frustration and not being able to do what Mike Tyson could do best.
Well, you know, this I thought was a good fight for me because most of these guys are going to fight me like this. You know, these are supposed to be the best heavyweights of my day. And, you know, they have no respect. They say I'm a young boy. I haven't fought anybody. Now, what can Bonecrusher say? Is he added to the list of the bums I fought? Then if I didn't knock him out, he fought like that, that makes him a bum too. Ask him if he a bum. He didn't want to fight. He didn't want to win. He didn't want to win.
You're a student of fight history. Have other heavyweight champions, could you recall, have had fights like this?
Dempsey, most of them. Dempsey when he fought the guy in Montana. No, it wasn't
Gibbons.
A boring fight. Everybody else saw only the last round when Dempsey was looking great. It was a boring 15-round fight. Carpenter.
Can you find solace in that? Can you go on to the next fight everybody's going to say, well, maybe Mike Tyson isn't all that good.
Well, these things happen. But, the thing that's more detrimental, when I go back in the gym and I go back home and leave the ring, I got to hear it from my trainer, and I'm waiting for it, and I know it's going to be murderous.
Well, Mike, you feel awful bad for a guy who did awful good and pitched a shutout, and is the only heavyweight champion in the world.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Mike Tyson unifies the WBA and the WBC titles. What did you take anything from that fight?
I took that was a really boring fight until the 12th round, until Tyson was sticking out his tongue at Bonecrusher. Bonecrusher was doing some weird dance.
I don't know what he was trying to do.
Whatever that was.
I guess he was trying to tease Tyson. You know what I mean? I think he was trying to tease Tyson to get Tyson to jump to come in so he could swing on him, which he did in that 12th round. He landed. It didn't look like he landed to us, but he landed. And Mike Tyson says, he landed a good blow. So maybe that was his strategy in the 12th round. He figured, I'm gonna go out. I'll go out with a blaze of glory,
right,
or whatever it was, and hope that I don't get knocked out. And he didn't. You know what I mean? I will say, though, that I do think that this fight set up a blueprint for Evander Holyfield, Lennox Lewis, and, of course, before them two, Buster Douglas to beat Mike Tyson. Because what James Bonecrusher Smith did was stay away because he knew Mike Tyson didn't have the reach. Bonecrusher Smith had the reach. He's 6'4". He had the reach. He knew Tyson didn't have the reach. So he stayed away. And when Tyson did get in close, he held him. He tied him up, right? So he couldn't get that. He couldn't get the body blows in.
Right.
Bonecrusher Smith didn't get down to Tyson's level, so he couldn't get an uppercut in, right? And I think that kind of set the blueprint on how to deal with Mike Tyson with some of these taller boxers.
Yeah, it definitely did. If you look at all those other fights, those bigger guys did the exact same thing Bonecrusher did.
Yeah,
so
they did. They did what Bonecrusher did, but they did it better.
They did it way better.
Right? They were able to they weren't afraid. Bonecrusher Smith seemed to be afraid of Mike Tyson's power. Buster Douglas, Holyfield, Lennox Lewis, they weren't afraid of his power, and they were willing to stand in there and take some shots.
Bonecrusher was trying to stay alive.
You know what I mean? He was,
he was literally trying to stay alive.
He didn't want that. He didn't want that.
No.
So Mike Tyson went on from there to win a couple of more fights and eventually even win the IBF title. After he beat James Bonecrusher Smith, he fought, let me make sure I have this right, Pinklin Thomas, beat TKO Pinklin Thomas. He beat Tony Tucker, right, for the IBF championship. So now he's the WBC, WBA, and the IBF champion. He beat Tyrell Biggs, a guy you heard several times throughout the broadcast. He beat Tyrell Biggs. He beat Larry Holmes, old Larry Holmes, but he beat Larry Holmes. Right? Beat Tony Tubbs. And then came the super fight. This was supposed to be the super fight. Now, Michael Spinks had actually vacated a title, I believe, not to fight Tyson at this time. So he was already afraid.
Oh,
but this was billed as the super fight. This was the Super Bowl, man. This was the fight. I remember as I was young, I was 12 years old, and I was afraid because, super duper Mike Tyson fan. I was afraid. I was like, yo, this guy might really beat Mike Tyson from things that I was hearing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Things that I was hearing. And I was like, man, I hope Tyson does not lose to this dude. You know what I mean? And
I think the whole world was hoping that. But at the same time, I don't know. I don't know if Spinks could have beat Mike Tyson at any point.
No, Spinks was scared.
At any point.
He was scared. He was afraid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's seen Mike Tyson destroy people. TKO, KO, even in fights like we just seen with James Bonecrusher Smith. Mike Tyson dominated the fight, and Bonecrusher Smith did not want to get hit by one of those monster blows. So I think Michael Spinks he was really, really afraid in his fight, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and watch the fight. All right. For those who are watching the entire show, don't worry, it's going to be over soon. All right. We're going to watch Mike Tyson versus Michael Spinks, ladies and gentlemen. And for those who like knockouts, I can guarantee you that you're going to enjoy this fight.
And you're welcome.
And you're welcome. Right. I can guarantee you that you're going to enjoy this fight, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and blow this thing up and get into it. Mike Tyson versus Michael Spinks. You see, Spinks was 31 years old, Tyson 21. Spinks 6'2.5", Tyson 5'11". But he's only 212. Tyson 218. He didn't have the size. Taller than Tyson, but not the size like these other guys had that did beat Tyson.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But let's go ahead and let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. And we'll be back after the fight.
Making introductions in the ring.
See our punch stat numbers. Spinks throws many more punches, but Michael Tyson lands a very high percentage of hard punches. That will be reflected in the numbers of jabs they throw.
What?
Tyson throws an average of about a dozen jabs around. Spinks twice that many.
The fight will be fought under New Jersey rules, 10-point must system, 3 judges scoring, no standing 8 count. A fighter here cannot be saved by the bell in any round, even in the 12th and last round. You go down, you got to get up. 3 knockdown rule not in effect for this championship fight, and the doctor is empowered to stop it if he sees fit to do so.
And there see
goes
Larry Hazard
as he makes his way towards Spinks' dressing room. Now, this is a competent administrator who has a long relationship with Butch Lewis. And we'll see what he can get done. And in case, incidentally, we needed any more pre-fight controversy to deal with, I've just received information from the far side of the ring that Mrs. Tyson, Robin Gibbons Tyson, has apparently filed a lawsuit against Bill Caton and the management organization which has been managing Mike Tyson. No details yet, but it is our understanding now that a lawsuit has been filed today on behalf of Mrs. Tyson and those forces who want to separate Mike Tyson from that man.
Come on, man.
For $13.5 million guaranteed, Michael Spinks begins about a 200-foot walk to a 20 by 20-foot ring. There is the record for Michael Spinks. He hasn't lost a fight in 12 years.
Michael Spinks is a winner. Finds a way to win. Will he find the way tonight?
Often under unusual or trying circumstances. This crowd, Larry, has flattened out. It's going to take some action to get them back to the fever pitch, which we felt about 15 minutes ago. Structure of the place is such that the crowd takes a while to become aware of the fighter exiting the dressing room and coming in. And there you see a shot from behind the young champion as he and his entourage make their way. A much smaller group than the one which brought Spinks into the arena. And of course, as always, no shirt, no robe, no accoutrement. Like Michael Spinks, Mike Tyson is unbeaten as a professional fighter. The period of inactivity, 97 days, relatively brief for a heavyweight or for any pro.
A record of 34-0, and that doesn't count his recent bouts with his wife and his manager.
And now let's go once again to ring announcer Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Atlantic City's Convention Hall, courtesy of Mr. Donald Trump's Trump Plaza Hotel and Casino on the Boardwalk in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Tonight, Don King Productions presents World Championship Boxing. This bout is presented with the approval of the New Jersey State Athletic Control Board. Boxing Commissioner Larry Hazard, Chairman Jerry Gormley, Deputy Commissioners Nick D. Balistreri and Lawrence Wallace. It is sanctioned by the International Boxing Federation. At ringside, President Robert W. Lee. The ringside supervisor, Bill Brennan. The World Boxing Council is represented by President Jose Suleiman and representative of that organization, Dr. Elias Ghanem. The World Boxing Association, its president, Gilberto Mendoza, at ringside, along with James J. Binns, Esquire, legal counsel, and Championship Committee Chairman Dr. Elias M. Cordova. The three judges for this contest, John Stewart, Eva Shane, and Rocky Castellani. Chief ringside physician Dr. Frank B. Doggett. Also at ringside, Dr. Stanley Eden and Dr. Charles Wilson. The timekeeper, Roosevelt Gilbert. And counting for the knockdown seconds, Joe Cortez. And the referee is Frank Cappuccino. In 1960, an Olympic gold medal winner. In 1964, the heavyweight championship. 10 years later, again, the world heavyweight champion. And in 1979, he won it an unprecedented third time. Perhaps he is the greatest of all time, ladies and gentlemen, the former three-time heavyweight champion of the world, Muhammad Ali. And now, ladies and gentlemen, once and for all, let's get ready to rumble. 12 rounds for the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the white trunks with black trim and weighing in at 212 1/4 pounds. He's originally from St. Louis, Missouri, now lives in Wilmington, Delaware. This Olympic gold medal champion has a professional record of 31 victories without a loss, 21 by knockout. He is the former undisputed and undefeated light heavyweight champion of the world and the only king of that division ever to win the heavyweight title in the history of boxing. Because he never lost that title in the ring, he is still recognized by many, including Boxing Illustrated and Ring Magazine, as the heavyweight champion. Ladies and gentlemen, the undefeated man who brings the drinks, Michael Spinks. And fighting out of the red corner, wearing the solid black trunks and weighing 218 1/4 pounds, originally from the streets of Brooklyn. He passed through the hometown of the late great trainer of champions, Costamato, Catskill, New York, and he now lives in North New Jersey. His professional record, 34 consecutive victories with 30 knockouts, including 26 KOs in 5 rounds or less, and 15 in the first round alone. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the undisputed, the undefeated heavyweight champion of the world, Ali.
Good evening, gentlemen. You were both given your instructions in the dressing room. Are there any questions by either of you? All right, both of you touch gloves. Good luck to both of you.
Could it be that this eerie atmosphere is what Butch Lewis wanted?
I don't think anybody is smart enough to figure how everybody would react to that. I do think that this fight will be decided by two things: how Michael Spinks can deal with the extreme pressure that Tyson puts on a fighter that can totally discombobulate a man who's used to setting his own tempo. And secondly, what happens when Tyson hits him? Because he figures to get hit in this fight somewhere harder than he's ever been hit before.
I see that Michael Spinks is a little tight. His legs are not as loose as they normally have been in the past. Now watch Tyson jump right into his chest. Michael Spinks, give him a little movement. Keep those hands high. Very, very high.
Stepping in.
All right, stop punching. Whoa. Hey, Mike, knock it off, man. Knock it off.
Cappuccino already warning Mike about the elbows. Various opponents have complained that Tyson rocks them with elbows along the ropes in close.
You see the tactics used by Michael Spinks now. He's throwing his jab, but he has to keep those hands extremely high. Watch for the uppercuts too.
Tyson landed a left hand in close quarters, and now Cappuccino goes to work again. Tyson not afraid, as we expected, and Spinks ready to mix it up with him. Tyson along the ropes doing damage.
Michael Spinks has to keep moving because every shot. Oh,
uppercut landed inside, and Spinks went down. It was the left uppercut.
I was surprised there was a body shot that put him to the canvas.
And that is the first time Michael Spinks has ever been down in a professional fight.
And he's down again and in serious trouble. A right hand right on the chin.
6, 7, 8.
He's not going to make it. It's all over. What happened in that round was that Mike Spinks got hit, and his natural instinct as a champion and as a winner was to try to fight back instead of covering up. And because he wanted to fight back, he got knocked out.
There's a great deal of pandemonium in the ring now.
It lasted a minute and a half. There's a near riot taking place on the apron in front of us. Only now is it beginning to calm down.
The first time Michael Spinks has ever been knocked down throughout his career. We see Mike Tyson congratulate Michael Spinks and Tyson trying to show some concern.
Please clear the ring. Clear the ring. Security, please clear the ring.
The pre-fight delay outlasted the fight by about 15 minutes.
I didn't expect Michael Spinks to go down from a body shot, but apparently the extra weight was a factor. I'd be interested to hear what Michael Spinks has to say. Michael Spinks started out pretty slow, and here we see Tyson, as usual, going to the body. A great uppercut that sent Michael Spinks to the canvas.
That was the second knockdown and the finishing blow. Watch again. This is after Spinks got up after one knockout, tried to fight back, and had nothing as Mike Tyson landed the right, the short right, to the jaw.
Here we have another angle, and that beautiful right uppercut caught him perfectly. It seemed to have caught him on the top of the forehead. And when his head went back and hit the canvas, it was all over.
Few fighters have ever thrown the uppercut with greater effect than this champion.
Another thing, Jim, is when a guy gets knocked out for the first time, you never know how he's going to react to that.
What you have just seen was the fourth shortest heavyweight championship bout in history. Only Jeffries over Finnegan, Michael Oakes over Mike Weaver, Burns over Roche back in 1908 were shorter than the 1 minute, 31 second destruction you just saw by Mike Tyson of Michael Spinks. In Mike Tyson's 35 bouts, he has now scored 16 first-round knockouts. And let's go now to Larry Merchant.
Mike, congratulations. Did you have any premonition that it would end this fast?
My trainer told me before I left, I bet both of our purses that you knock him out in the first round. So I thought he was serious, so just now he said it was lying. And so I went out and knocked him out in the first round.
It seemed to. What did you hurt him with? How did it start?
The first one was, I think it was a right hand on top of the head, but he took it well. And then I hit him with a short left hook. It was a left uppercut that you told me to throw. Right. Then I threw a right hand to the body. And he went down. And then from that punch, I think what it was the right hand off the head.
It seemed to me that when he was hurt, his instinct as a champion, instead of covering up and running, was to fight back, and that's why you finished him.
From what I know of human nature, there's only two things that he was capable of doing: either running and stinking it out, or come out and fighting. I knew either he'd be scared and come out fighting, and that's what I thought. Maybe he was a little jittery, so he came out fighting, giving it his best, hoping for a knockout or a cut or something, because he was fighting very furiously, as you noticed.
I didn't give him a chance to do anything else. After the first knockdown, he got right on him and worked the body and come after the head again. That's what knocked him out.
All right, what happened? What was all the delay about before? Do you think Michael just didn't want this to get here this quick?
Well, I think he was trying to scrutinize with my brain and make me wait it out. But, you know, I was getting upset. I wanted to go. I'm the kind of guy who just want to fight. Let's get in there and fight. I don't care who comes in first. We come in both at the same time. That's what we planned. We said we come on together. And so my main objective was to go out there. Like I said, my trainer told me the whole purse is better on one round. Now I come back to collect my money, and he said he was joking. He didn't make the bet.
It's still a good payday.
There was so much buildup that we can only wish that there was something more interesting or important to say from here at ringside.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Mike Tyson disposes of Michael Spinks. Disposes of Michael Spinks,
with
man.
ease, incredible ease.
Yeah, with ease. And you know, let me say this. First of all, Michael Spinks came down to this is it. This is it. Yeah. Who does that? I don't care if it's 1988. Who comes down to this is it? That kind of a song. Terrible.
Because he knew this was it.
He knew this is it. This is it.
It was nothing else for him.
Bro, he came down to this is it. This just shows you the difference, the crazy difference between these two. Age difference, right? Style difference, everything. Michael Spinks comes down to this is it. Mike Tyson comes down to a guitar growl. Right? The entire time that he's walking to the ring, a guitar growl.
That's because Tyson was a beast.
A beast. That's what it sounded like.
Nothing else.
The growl of a beast.
Right. And you didn't have Jay-Z or Lil Wayne or nobody out there back then. So
you know.
You had to growl.
You had to growl. And then you get in the ring, and Michael Spinks has on knee-high striped socks with ace bandages over his knees. I mean,
that's how you set up. Hey, I wasn't at my fullest. I wasn't at my fullest when I fought Mike Tyson.
Come on, man.
Look what I was wearing.
I mean, you look like you was going to a demolition.
Oh,
you
yeah.
look like you was ready to, you know, for your career to be done. That's what it looked like.
That was it.
That was it. You know what I'm saying? That was it. Larry Merchant, you know.
Oh my Lord.
Listen, we are going to do a show or a video or something on Larry Merchant's comments. You know what I mean?
Might be a 2-hour show with messing around with that man.
When they showed Mike Tyson's record, they showed that he was undefeated, but those did not include the bouts with Robin Givens and his manager. Only Larry Merchant.
The shade was real.
Only
the
Larry Merchant. He did it
was
all
real.
throughout the previous fight
Yeah.
that we watched.
Bonecrusher.
Bonecrusher Smith.
Yeah.
Because it was so boring. And, of course he had, things that he said here. Only Larry Merchant, man. Gotta love Larry Merchant.
Now you see why boxers wanted to beat the brakes off of him years later.
I mean, listen, I'll give it up to him, man. He wasn't afraid to say what he felt.
Nah, he definitely wasn't.
You know what I'm saying? Larry Merchant, never afraid to say what he felt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's why he was I don't want to say was, but he's the greatest.
Merchant?
As far as boxing announcers, man.
Yeah.
I love Larry.
Yeah.
I like Larry.
I give it to him. I
like Larry Merchant. You know what I'm saying? He might get on people's nerves, but this isn't about Larry Merchant. It's about Mike Tyson demolishing Michael Spinks.
In a minute and 30 seconds. Was it minute 30, minute 31?
Yeah, minute 31, like the fourth fastest heavyweight, fourth fastest knockout for a heavyweight championship ever.
Yeah. I wonder if he had knocked him out with that first time when Spinks first went down, that would have broke the record right there.
Yeah, right, exactly. And that was the first time Spinks had ever hit the canvas.
He hit it hard.
He hit
twice.
The canvas. And you know what? Mike Tyson knows what it's like to hit the canvas for the first time because of a actual punch and not know what to do. That's what happened with Buster Douglas.
Yeah.
Like Tyson's on the canvas. I don't want to, I hate talking about it, but Tyson's on the canvas looking for his mouthpiece.
I would have been looking for my face.
You know what I mean? Looking for his mouthpiece because he didn't know what to do. He never hit the canvas like that before.
Yeah.
Same thing with Michael Spinks, man. He had never hit the canvas. And so when he got up, he's trying to figure out what to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, so like, I don't want to say he's trying to figure out what to do. He's obviously still hurt, still dizzy or whatever from getting hit. He actually went down getting hit in the stomach. But when he got up, he's trying to attack.
That's because he didn't know what to do. He was trying to figure out. He literally was trying to figure out what to do.
Yeah, he's trying to attack instead of saying, you know what? Let me lay back for a second,
right,
and catch my bearings.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then try to come in. And Tyson was ready. If you notice in the replay, Tyson is standing on the side and he takes a step forward, ready to come in and attack. But the referee is still counting or making sure Michael Spinks is with it.
He's rubbing his gloves.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But Tyson's ready to go in. So you knew Tyson was like, oh, I'm about to knock this dude out.
He smelled blood, fear, and the whole.
He smelled it. He's like a bulldog.
Yeah.
He could see it. He's like, this dude is scared as shit.
Right.
I'm about to tear his ass up, boy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And every single punch was with bad intentions.
Yeah.
Everything.
I would hate to be in the receiving end.
And he was probably upset that Michael Spinks had him waiting in the lock, waiting to come down for so long. So he was like, man, I'm about to tear this guy's ass up.
That, and he lost the bout against Robin Gibbons and his manager.
Yeah.
Apparently.
And of course, Tyson wanted to prove, this was, people thought maybe Michael Spinks could beat Tyson, and he wanted to prove like, nah.
Yeah.
I'm the best. I'm the greatest. I'm gonna demolish this guy. Unfortunately, Mike Tyson goes on for, a bunch more wins, but I don't know if this was the height. This might have been the height of Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
This fight might have been the height. Right? Because after this, he goes on and he wins more fights.
Let me ask you a question.
Uh-huh.
If Mike Tyson fights the way fighters fight these days, where they fight once, maybe twice a year, if you're lucky, do you think he lasts longer and becomes a better fighter?
I don't know.
Because before the Spinks fight, he had just fought 3 months prior.
3 months prior.
So
3 months prior. I don't know. After this fight, he fights like 6 months later. 8 months
Yeah.
later. 8 months later, he fights Frank Bruno.
They fought a lot back then.
Right? And then he fights Carl Williams. He TKOs Frank Bruno. Then he TKOs Carl Williams 5 months after he beats Frank Bruno. Right? And then he meets James Buster Douglas in 1990. You know,
So I mean,
about 7 months after he beats Carl Williams, he gets beat by James Buster Douglas. But he was going through so much at the time.
Oh yeah.
You know, he was going through all kinds of stuff with Robin Givens. You know, his personal life was a mess when he fought James Buster Douglas, and he was not prepared for that fight. He took it because he thought it was just going to be another knockout.
Right.
Not knowing that James Buster Douglas was actually operating off of emotion because of his, you know, I think his mother passed away. You know, he had gone through some things, maybe some health issues, and you know, he had to lose a lot of weight to get ready for the fight and all kinds of things. And mentally, he was ready. And Mike Tyson wasn't.
Yeah.
You know, Mike Tyson wasn't. That right there still goes down in history as probably the greatest upset in all of sports, maybe.
Mike Tyson probably would have been ready against any other fighter but him during that time.
Or he might not have been ready, but he might have beat any other fighter.
Yeah, he would have beat any other fighter.
James Buster Douglas was that was his moment.
Yeah.
That was his moment. That was his time. You know, because he was just mentally ready, prepared. He was focused. Tyson wasn't.
Right.
You know what I mean? And Tyson still put him on the ground and probably should have won the match.
Yeah.
Because if you go back and you watch that fight, when Tyson knocks down James Buster Douglas, it should have been a 10 count. It was a slow count. It should have been a 10 count. James Buster Douglas gets up and then, you know, he finishes off Tyson. But
because this count against Spinks, that count was fast. I mean, it didn't matter at that point. I think the ref was like, "Yeah, dude, we're just going to end this."
Even when he got up, he fell through the ropes.
Right.
He took a slow fall through the ropes. You know,
the referee was like, "I got to count to 10. Come on, 1, 2, 3."
I mean, listen, Michael Spinks took a drunk fall through the ropes. You know what I'm saying? He was just like,
That's that true punch drunk.
He took a drunk fall through the ropes on that one. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, Tyson, this might have been the height of his career. This might have been Tyson at his very, very best, at his peak.
I agree.
You know, he lost to Buster Douglas. Now he goes on. He beats Henry Tillman, Alex Stewart, Donovan Ruddock. Beats Donovan Ruddock twice within a 3-month span. Peter McNeely, Buster Mathis Jr., Frank Bruno, Bruce Seldon. Then he runs into Evander Holyfield. Loses to Evander Holyfield twice.
We all know how that was.
A couple more wins, then he loses to Lennox Lewis. Obviously, in between all of this, Mike Tyson goes to prison. You know, we can't skip out on that. Mike Tyson goes to prison. You know,
it almost sounds like a Medea goes to prison type movie.
You know, I mean, from between 1991, between him fighting Donovan Ruddock in 1991, he went to prison and comes back, fights Peter McNeely in 1995. You know, but this might have been, this fight might have been Mike Tyson at his peak. Because after that, you know, his career just, you know, slid.
Yeah.
Everything
Pretty much slid down.
Everything slid. Everything slid for Tyson. You know, I hate to say it.
I think y'all about to watch it again because
about to see it again.
About to happen so fast.
About to see it again. As a matter of fact, we can talk it. We might as well. We can do better than Larry Merchant.
Right.
I mean,
as you would say, the best that ever did it.
Yeah. I mean, but you can see Tyson, man. Like if you look at him here and you see he gets warned for that elbow.
Yeah.
Right. And as Larry Merchant mentioned, and you would hear it a lot that, you know, boom, Tyson would hit, bang, follow it up with an elbow. You know what I mean? And, you know, if that's the case, looking at Michael Spinks and them ugly ass socks. But if that's the case, that's a devastating blow. But Tyson, man, he was quick, he was sharp, and you can see that Michael Spinks is, he's like,
he don't want
to
to be there. He don't want to be there. He's just there to collect his check.
I mean, look at here. When Tyson is coming with speed, in his mind right now, he's like, oh shit.
Right.
What the hell did I get into?
This man went down on one knee. He was like, please get him away from me.
Yeah, and now he comes out and tries to match the energy, but you see, he comes right in, tries to throw, and boom. Ended it for him.
Career over.
Ended it for him. I can remember back then a lot of people saying, man, didn't even look like he got hit hard. I think he took a fall. That's what people were saying back then. I think he took a fall. I think he took a fall.
You had to watch the replay to see
but he got hit, right? He got hit in the temple.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that was it for him, man. That was it for him.
There ain't no training out there that could have prepared you to get hit by Mike Tyson that hard in your head. It just doesn't happen unless you want to get hit by a car.
Right. And that was it for him, man. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, man, I was getting ready to say that. I don't know what I was about to say. It's like 12:30 a.m., folks. So a little bit tired.
Just
a little bit tired. I don't know what we're gonna watch next. I don't know if we should do something. I don't want to do Tyson and Buster Douglas because that hurts my feelings. That hurts my feelings, bro. I don't want to do that one.
We have a few days to pick and choose what we're going to do next.
If you're checking this out, put it in the chat. Which one would you like to see us review next? Which fight that we'd like to watch and talk about and so on and so forth?
Yeah.
Classic fights. That's what we're looking at. Classic fights. George Foreman movie just came out not too long ago. Maybe we'll do something with George Foreman. Ride the wave.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
He might be still hitting the algorithms a little bit. Do something with George Foreman and hit the algies. So everything nowadays got nicknames, algies.
Algies.
You know what I mean? Look at Michael Spinks. Watch when he tries to get up if they show it. Watch when he tries. Oh, they're not going to show it. They're not going to show it.
You probably paid them not to show that. I wouldn't want to. I would pay everybody not to show that.
I
think
he was done. I mean, if you look at his eyes, man, and the referees could see his eyes were just like still staring out into no place.
Yeah.
That's it. That's a wrap.
He saw a light up in the sky and just stared it down.
Yeah, it said, is that the big one? Is that the big white light?
Right.
Or am I just dizzy right now? Please don't let that be the big white light. You know what I mean? Please don't let it be the big white light.
Oh, man.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time. We're going to get up out of here, because if we don't, this fight's going to happen again because it was so short. You know what I mean? Leave it in the comment section. What should we do next, ladies and gentlemen? What should we do next? We're out of here. Peace.
Peace.